Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies. And we're here with Chapter 8, Nightfall. I'm Batman. I don't really know what the hell was happening there. I've lost my goddamn marbles. I'm sorry. It's been 2 days since I saw Show. Well, it'd be more accurate to say it's been 2 days since I spoke to him. I gathered my courage to go to Friday's classes, but I sat as far away from where Show usually sits as possible. I kept stealing glances at him, and once I caught him looking at me too, but I quickly looked away. Oh, that's right, because didn't they have that weird non-agree talky thing in the park where she went to walk away? Like, it's hard for him, girl. Just woman up, hike up your boobs, and just go talk to him. Just give him a quick adjustment and go get him. Go get your man. He didn't try to approach me either, though. Sho doesn't want to be with me because of his parents, that's all. It's not like it's because of me exactly. And I don't want to put him in an awkward situation, so this is for the best. Oh, alright, fine if you want to be like that. It's not like they'd ever approve of us anyway, so it's good we found out before we went any further. No. Hell with them. Even as I think these thoughts, I can feel my heart threatening to break. My phone starts to vibrate and I almost just ignore it. But as I roll over in bed, I see the name. Show. Oh! I swallow my sudden anxiety down and pick it up. Gotta face him sometime. Hello? Hey. I can immediately tell from the way he greets me that he's not doing too well himself. Concerned in spite of myself, I sit up, hugging my pillow. Sho, are you feeling alright? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, though? The hesitance in his low, tired voice makes my chest tighten. Everything's always been so easy with Sho, but now it's so... I'm okay. Is there a reason you called? Yeah, I just wanted to apologize for not being a good partner again. He laughs, a bitter, self-deprecating laugh. I guess you really should have picked someone else. Sho, am I the one who did this to Sho? Have I already been hurting him this whole time? Yeah, sorry, I didn't call to whine to you. I mean, I just wanted to see if you wanted to go out tomorrow, so that I can make it up to you. Go out? With the others? The last sentence sort of just slips out, or just sort of slips out. Of all the things I expect him to say, this was not one. I can hear my heart pounding in the expanding silence of the moment. No, I kind of thought it could just be the two of us. Speechless, I almost dropped the phone. A date? But I squashed down the hope rising within me, or at least I try to. No way, no way, he must mean something else. But this isn't a date, just to be clear. I don't really date anymore. Aw, that's rude. My breath catches in my throat at this almost whispered admission. Oh, oh. What can I say to that? It's embarrassing that he knew what I was thinking. He probably has for weeks now, and he doesn't... I try to keep it together, though, for show's sake at least. So it's like an undate. An undate? This time the laugh Show gives is a lot more real. Yeah, I guess you could say that. He laughed. Good. At this point, it's about all I can do for Show. But should I? I I almost want to say like hesitate because it's kind of like she really likes him. I think we should go because, he's only gonna he's never gonna see us for us and love us or Sparkles the unicorn us anyway. You know what I mean? Like he's got to be around you. Like if you avoid him constantly, he's never gonna get to know you. I mean, I know it's difficult, but sometimes you have to cut your losses, but this point of the visual novel is not to cut our losses, so even if he can't be with me, I think that I do want to be by his side. Just being around him makes me happy. Of course I'll go. Just text me where you want to meet, okay? Thanks, Nara. The relief in Sho's voice is apparent, and I know I made the right decision. But there's a question I feel like I have to know the answer to. Sho, what about your parents? They didn't want you to... I don't know what I'm going to do about that right now. But in the meantime, I don't want to abandon you. Sho, We talk a little more about class and our friends, and by the end of the call, Sho seems a lot more like his old self. I end the call and almost leap off my bed to look at my closet. Even though it's not a date, it's okay to look nice, right? Yes. I spend the next half hour choosing an outfit that's cute without being too fancy. I settle on a cardigan, white-collared shirt with tights and a skirt. I can't deny there's some part of me that hopes it'll change his mind about me, even if I know that's stupid. But I hope he'll like it. It's just as boring as the rest of your outfits. Sho! I've been standing on the sidewalk in front of the Blue Sky Cafe for several minutes when I see Sho. I wave frantically at him, though he's looking around like he doesn't see me. He turns around at the sound of his name and then spots me waving. Inara? Duh, of course, who else? I can't help it today. I'm in such a good mood, I stride right up to Sho and take his arm. People glance at us on the sidewalk, but I don't care. There's been so much going on, I can't remember the last time I got to relax. And I might never get a chance like this again if Sho decides we can't see each other anymore. So today I'm going to have as much fun as possible with my favorite person while I can. While we stroll into the building, Sho has been staring at me like I've grown 3 heads. You sure are in a good mood. Of course, I get to hang out with you. Saying something cute like that while looking like that, that's not fair at all, Inara. What's that? You think I'm cute? No, I mean, yes, but, I just thought your outfit was really cute today, that's all. Thank you. Well, I thought I've never been on an undate before, so I didn't know what to wear. You're definitely doing this on purpose, aren't you? Sho whispers that last bit, and I have to say I do feel a little bit avenged. I know none of this is Sho's fault, but he has been sending me a ton of mixed signals, so it's nice to give him back a bit of his own medicine now that I know where we stand. All right, no need to pout. I'm sorry, I'll be a good girl. Sho lets out a heavy sigh as we climb the stairs, and I can't help but giggle. We chose to get some lunch at the Blue Sky Cafe since we knew the food and atmosphere was good. It had the added bonus that, unlike Veritas, no one who knew us would probably be there. I'd even texted Tetsuya to see if he was working today, and Sho said Shinji was going to be practicing with some musician friends all day. Ironically, we were surrounded by couples again. It seemed to be a popular date spot as well. So you said you've been practicing hard for the past week? Yep. Actually, Shinji said I might have been overdoing it. Since the play is over, I managed to find a lot of time to study. When you guys are at work, I'm studying. I know I probably won't have time once we have to start practicing for the end of the year show. But right now, I'm doing really well in all my classes as a result. I've actually found that it's starting to come pretty naturally to me again. I even almost beat Shinji once. Though his guard was probably down since he didn't expect it. I swirl my coffee around with my spoon, feeling at ease for the first time in a long time. I even love just listening to him talk. Man, I've got it bad. It makes sense, right? Once you learn all the basics, it starts to get fun. Especially if you're naturally talented. You'll probably be able to think up all kinds of interesting ways to use your powers. I've been slacking compared to you. I'm really proud of you, Sho. Thanks, Inara, but you've been working hard too, I know. You had so many classes just dumped on you, not to mention so many things have happened. So you're doing awesome just as you are. Oh, on a date, are we? We both look up at Chisaki, who's again managed to surprise us. Is that like a trait of owning a cafe, being able to sneak up on people? Oh, hi, Mrs. Yakamura. No, we're not on a date. It's an undate, actually. Chisaki smiles gently, but I see a hint of mischief in there. An undate? That sounds adorable. I've never heard of such a thing. It certainly looks suspiciously like a date, though. What's the difference? She looks pointedly at Sho. I'm not sure how she knows, but it's clear Chisaki understands at least some of the situation. Under Chisaki's polite yet cold stare, Sho shrinks. Um, um, uh, does sitting alone with a girl mean it has to be a date? Chisaki's lips spread into a knowing smile. For some reason, I'm reminded a bit of the Cheshire Cat. I do see your point. It's not a good answer in the least, but I'll let it go for now. Whoa, she can be surprisingly blunt when she wants to. Maybe it runs in the family. Sho, however, seems relieved to be off the hook. Should I not mention this to Tetsuya, then? I thought it may break his heart, but if it's not a date... Could you just not mention it to anyone? I don't want anyone getting the wrong idea. A I look at Chisaki, feeling a mixture of spite and disappointment about Sho's insistence. There's that cat-like grin again, even though it's not a date. Well, since you chose my cafe to come for your very first undate, I'm feeling generous. My lips are sealed. I hear something distantly crash in the kitchen, and Chisaki's eyes leave us briefly. It seems I have other matters to attend to, so I'll hope to see you both later. She inclines her head slightly. I hope your undate goes well. Maybe undates can, at times, lead to future dates. Without saying anything more, Chisaki floats off, smiling. I look back at red-faced Sho, who lets out another giant sigh. Poor guy looks like he's been through the ringer. Hey, Sho, I was thinking, is it okay if we go see a movie? A movie? What were you thinking? Well, I'm sort of into anime, and there's this one about the end of the world I heard was really good. But it's pretty violent. Oh, so not a romance film or anything. Well, we could if you wanted to. No! I'm not that great with gore or violence, but if you really want to see it, I think I can make it through that one since it's an anime. Great, I already looked it up and there's a showing in 10 minutes, so I think we can make it if we rush. Getting up, I put down my half of the bill. Sho looks like he wants to say something, but I pull him up by the arm. It's an undate, bitch, you don't get to pay. Okay, let's go! 2 hours later, we walk out of the movie theater. Sho seems to be quietly thinking, but I can't shut up about it. That was so good! I can see why it's so popular now. The story is so amazing. I never know what's going to happen next. I never knew what was going to happen next. It was a really good movie. I don't usually watch too many things like that, but I'm glad I did. I think experiencing lots of different things helps my acting a lot. I smile back at Sho, glad that he was able to appreciate it. I was a little nervous when he started covering his eyes, but it was really cute, and it turns out he liked it anyway. I checked my phone since I heard it vibrate during the movie. Turn it off! There was a text from my dad. Huh? Inara, is something wrong? Oh no, I forgot I have a party today. What? Really? Is it tonight? Yeah, it's at some Carol Mansion or something. Oh, it's not a friend of mine or anything. It's a business party my father asked me to attend with him. Seriously? I'm supposed to go to that party too. Really? What for? I thought it'd just be all old rich people. Oh crap, I sort of gave myself away there. But Sho doesn't seem to notice. Actually, my parents asked me to go. They never invite me to anything, but I guess my siblings must be too busy to go or something? Sho. No, I'm not going to let anything ruin our time together. An idea comes to me just then. Well, what if we go together then? Together? Well, yeah, makes sense, right? I'm going, you're going, and we're already here together. I just mean as friends. I'll probably be with my father most of the time anyway. Oh yeah, sure, that makes sense. It's pretty obvious when you put it that way. Great, I'm sure it'll be a lot less boring this way. Oh, but I totally forgot to buy a dress. What? Really? Then we have to go get one now. This time it's Sho who grabs my hand. He starts dragging me toward the upscale side of the district. We don't have a lot of time for either one of us to get ready for the party, so we can't really afford to be picky. I know a good place though, so don't worry, you're in good hands. Alright, I trust you. I look down at his hand as we walk. So he's even good at things like this. Yeah, I'm glad I came with Sho today. I try to tame the giddiness at the thought of getting to go to a party with Sho, but eventually give up. Maybe tonight will be as fun as today was too. Ah! We look so pretty! See, can we dress like this a little bit more? Well, I mean, this is a little fancy, but... I step into the ballroom, having made it just in time after getting ready. I was fumbling over that a little bit. I'm a little out of breath from all the steps up leading up to the steps leading up to the mansion. The up doesn't need to be in there twice. I can't believe what I'm seeing though. The sheer fact that there's a mansion secluded in the mountains stunned me, but this, a lot of columns. I've never seen so much grandeur. I only get to absorb a tiny bit of the ballroom, but I notice someone walking up to me. Sho? Oh, I really wanted him in a tux, but the suit's nice. So it is you. I mean, I recognize the dress we picked out, but you look beyond beautiful. Aww. Smelt my cold dead heart. Damn it. Oh, thank you. You look very handsome too. I mean, yeah, I sigh. Can I ever just not be awkward for once? You look gorgeous, my darling. Come dance with me. There you go. Not awkward at all. Still, hearing that from Show makes me feel so happy. I could practically float. Thanks. I'm used to having to clean up for acting, though I still prefer my normal clothes. Yeah, but you look good with the vest on. I like a man in a vest. He bows slightly and holds out a hand. Shall we? All right. Just as we start walking, I see someone familiar in the crowd of mingling people. Mrs. Yukamura? I called her Yakamura, didn't I? It's Yukamura. Chisaki turns to us. The skirt of her white ball gown spins gently with her movements as the diamonds embedded in the gown sparkle. Diamonds in the gown? Bitch must be rich! Who can embed their gown with diamonds? Rhinestones? Crystals? Diamonds, though? I let a little gasp. She's gone from elegantly cute to looking like an actual fairy dragon queen? Ah, good evening, Miss Sparkles the Unicorn. You look simply lovely tonight. I admit, though, I am surprised to see you here. Chisaki speaks even more formally than usual here, and my experience as a wealthy socialite kicks in. I give a little bow. Good evening, Mrs. Yukamura. You look divine. I, too, am surprised to see you here. I am here at the request of my father. I am here at the invitation of some of my extended family, the Hattoris. I can't hide my shock at this one. The Hattoris? I instinctively look toward Sho, who's smiling. Yep, bet you didn't know me and Tatsuya are cousins. What? Spoiler alert! At least we're not cousins with him, because that's what I was concerned about. I can't get everybody's last names. Right, we're because... Oh, Shinamura. That's... Okay, that's us. Right, yeah. At this point, I'm not sure if my eyes can go any wider. Cousins? Chisaki smiles serenely at me. Yes, I'm truly shocked that neither Sho nor Tatsuya have mentioned it to you before. My adoptive mother, Anda, is the sister of Sho's grandmother. I continued to stand there with my mouth hanging open for another moment before I remember how to close it. A dragon in Phoenix? I didn't know such a thing was possible. Then again, it's not like I know anything about this world, so why not? And if I may ask, who might your father be? I scan the room looking for him. When I spot him with a group of older gentlemen, a cocktail in hand, I gesture toward him. That's him, my stepfather. That's your stepfather? He looks like he could be your brother. He doesn't look old enough to be your dad. Now it's Chisaki's turn to be surprised. I feel a little vindicated seeing her eyes widen, knowing even she can lose her control. Truly, Mr. Shinamura. She apparently regained herself, smiling at me. I had no idea. Wait, you mean that Shinamura like Shinamura Electronics? I smile at Sho, who still seems to be a little confused. It's usually a fact I find annoying, but I'm proud to be father's daughter tonight. Yes, the CEO, Rakuro Shinamura, is my father. I managed to sort of kind of say that. I don't know if it's right, but it wasn't like... Before anyone has a chance to respond, two familiar-looking people approach. Chisaki, is that you? I recognize the voice, though not the face. In a simple red formal gown stands Sho's mother, Dr. Hattori, and next to her, her husband, and yet there's no thingies for them. So it really is true. They're related. I glance back at father, who happens to be looking my way at the same time. His smile softens immediately, and I feel an ache in my chest. Dad, I've missed him so much. I didn't even realize it until now. Barely realizing what I'm doing, I vaguely excuse myself and walk toward my father. He keeps a steady smile and starts approaching me before anyone can start talking to him. Inara, I'm so happy to see you. You look very beautiful tonight. Very much like your mother. I stop and look up at father, whose voice trembles slightly at the mention of Shizuka. Normally she would be the one here, on his arm, and they'd be the talk of the ball as usual. My eyes glaze over for a minute, unexpectedly, feeling nostalgic and somehow sad. I touch Father's arm, wanting to comfort him somehow. I can't even imagine how horrible he must feel right now. Yeah, 'cause she's a lying bitch. Father takes me into a strong hug. Dad? It's only been a few months since we've seen each other, but I've missed you so much. He does not look old enough to... I mean, stepfather, but Jesus! Me too, Dad. Dad is such a strong person. All I've been doing is moping around about my issues, but here he is, handling his responsibilities like always, smiling in front of me. I need to become stronger so that Dad can rely on me too. We pull apart gently and I offer my hand out to Father. Well, shall we make the rounds then? It seems you've done some growing while you were away. You used to hate doing this. Father takes my hand and starts leading me to the crowds. It's not about whether I like it or not, but rather about what needs to be done. Besides, I do like spending time with you, Father. Father takes me around to various people at the party, introducing me and getting to know potential business partners. At some point, I finally noticed the phoenix murals on the ceiling and realized that this party must be being thrown by a phoenix. I turn to my father, who's conversing with some younger men and women. Does he know? I swallow hard. The thought that even Dad would be hiding something like that from me. Just the fact he was married to Shizuka and that he's here now probably means... I look up and happen to lock eyes with Sho. This has been happening all night, Sho and I stealing glances at each other, and our eyes happening to meet. That's, well... Maybe some people would call this romantic, but it simply hurts that I can't just go be with him. I force myself to turn away. No, I promise myself, whatever happens, I'm going to be stronger for Dad, no matter what secrets he might be keeping from me. It's just one night. You can do this, Anara. Come on, Sparkles the unicorn. Oh yeah, like here he's got wings. Fiery wings. It's nearing the midpoint of the party, and I hear the host will be giving his speech soon. I'm so tired I can't wait to go home already. As has become a habit, I look around and spot Sho. My eyes widen when I see that he's coming over to me. Sho. He seems to be mouthing something at me. Save a dance for me? Huh? I nod slightly. I can't believe he's actually going to ask me. Oh, hey, it's that dude. May I have this dance, my lady? Huh? I feel like I recognize the man that seems to suddenly appear, but I'm so completely stunned by his beauty and presence that it feels like my brain has stopped working. Did I startle you? I apologize if so, but I was asking for a dance with you. With me? I look around to see who else he could be talking to, but there's no one except my father and the group he was with. They now seem to be watching us. Of course, I have not been able to forget you since I first saw your face. Allow me to introduce myself. I am... Ulius? Ulius? Caro, the owner of this mansion and the host of this party. I have no freaking idea how you even say that name. I'm gonna look it up. Like, I want to almost say, like, it's like, Ulius? It looks like Julius, but it, oh, well, I guess it, oh, Ulius. Ulius? No, wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't even know. I don't know. No. Ulius? I can't figure out how to pronounce the last. We're just gonna go with Ulius for right now until I can figure that shit out, because I can't. I hate it when it does pronunciations and it does like the proper and I'm looking at him and I'm like, dude, that upside down E means jack shit to me, okay? I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to sound like. Like, spell it out. Like, I get the U, Lee, but then what does UWS sound like? Woo! The hell? I don't know what sound that makes. It's just my brain can't handle this. Anyway. Ulius, or whatever. I'll figure it out. Does a small bow, and I see that almost everyone in the room has their eyes on us. I look a little behind him and see that Sho has stopped where he is. He mouths next time then. My heart feels like it's going to break in two, but then I feel a hand on my shoulder. I look up and see that it's my father's. Thank you for inviting us, Mr. Caro. And for asking for my daughter to dance. Father looks at me and I can see he's urging me. I see, it'd be rude to turn down the host, especially someone who's clearly so influential. I try to calm down, but it seems near impossible when the statuesque man in front of me. I think he's a little scary. It's not just his red eyes, but he looks way too feminine. I mean, I get he's got a strong jaw, but there's something about him I'm not. Maybe it's his like 18-foot long braid. I'm not digging. I don't know. Everyone's just like, oh my god, he's so pretty. Nah, I'm not feeling this dude. He's a shady character. I give a small bow, and that's when I realize this is the man I ran into that night. I try to calm myself and hold my hand out to Ulius. He gracefully takes it, and my traitorous heart starts hammering away at the feeling of his large, warm hand on mine. Stop that. It's Sho you want to be dancing with after all. As I step out onto the ballroom dance floor, I look for Sho. When I spot him, I wish I hadn't. I can't stand to look at him, and I'm almost grateful when Ulius moves into my view. Oh, he looks so sad. You're so pretty, Sho. He places his palm face up, and I meet him with mine. His fingers intertwine with mine quickly, greedily. In almost the same motion, he pulls his other arm around my waist and pulls me to him roughly. I have a feeling that he might be the dude that cursed her mom or something. Whoa. But Ulius stops our bodies from touching, just barely. As he leads me into the dance, I think I can feel the raw masculinity emanating from his body heat. And maybe something more? Oh! Oh! Woo! Being so close to him, I can't quite comprehend what's happening, but at least my body remembers what to do. Ulius leans in then, his face so close to mine. I can see his smooth white porcelain skin and chiseled features extraordinarily clearly, and I swallow hard. It sounds like that's what he was not swallowing, though, but he was doing something else hard. What? Nothing? My lady, would you be so terribly kind as to agree to a simple request? I'd like you to listen to me speak about a goal of mine, in fact. One that's very close to my heart. Yes, that would be fine. Keep it together, Inara. Everyone is watching you. Maybe not talk, especially Sho. Ah, thank you, my lady. Even though I am a stranger, you do me a great kindness. You see, my goal is something I have been working towards for many, many years. And recently, I've come to learn about a tool that will help me achieve that dream very soon. This is truly a stroke of luck, yes? It certainly seems so. Oh, God, it's you. Unfortunately, the tool, like any, has to be honed in order to be properly used. One might even say that to use it, it must be broken first. My lady, I think you might be surprised to learn that that tool, in fact, Ulius pulls me close as we prepare for a twirl, is you. I knew it. Has to get back revenge on her mom. Huh? Ulius spins me away from him. In that moment, I see the smiling face of my father waiting in the crowd. Trying to keep my composure, I give him an awkward smile back, but inside, what is going on? I want nothing more to run to my father and get away from this horrifyingly beautiful man. But Ulius twirls me back to him, and we end up closer than before. Now, that will not do. Such a look of horror on such a pretty face doesn't know justice. No, my sweet butterfly. If you were thinking of telling anyone what I've said here, you should remember that we are surrounded by innocents. Would you enjoy it if harm came to them? Or, if you prefer, perhaps something terrible could befall your loving father instead. What do you want with me? Ulius dips me then, and I feel my heart pounding with his red eyes gazing into mine, shining with something I can't quite place. Our noses are almost touching, and I can feel his hot breath on my lips. Gross. All I want is all that you are. All I want is to see you broken and shattered. I will have your powers for myself. My body shivers involuntarily. Dude, you can take them! You don't have to kill me! But inside, all I feel is an intense primal fear growing. My ritual will see to that. Ulius picks me up, and we continue sweeping across the floor, though my body has gone long past numb. Part of that ritual means you'll be stabbed over and over. What do you think will happen to a being that cannot truly die? What will happen if the being never truly lived? Can a thing like you even feel pain? Would anyone even miss a pretty doll like you, who can only play at being alive? Ulius subtly closes the remaining distance between us, pressing me up against his hard body. Oh, he's creepy. I do so often think on these questions. I admit I'm very excited at the prospect of finding the answers. What the fuck? Yeah. What are you? But fear not, my sweet butterfly. I will remold your pathetic existence into something useful. Be proud. Your sacrifice will be the foundation on which the true phoenixes rise again. Somewhere distantly, I realize that song is coming. That song is coming to an end. Even though we were so close together, I can barely feel it when he releases me. I stand completely still as he bows to me and walks away. I can see the satisfied grin on his terrifying face from here, and I suddenly want to vomit. My father starts to approach me from the other side of the room. Inara, are you feeling all right? His voice snaps me out of my daze, but then I start to panic. Dad? I'm fine. I just need some air. Without looking back, I run out of the ballroom. I end up picking up my dress and running straight out of one of the wings of the mansion. Yeah, I couldn't. Almost in tears, I stumble down the dark mountain steps, wanting to distance myself from the party as much as possible. Ulius's cruel words ring in my head, resonating with all the doubts I'd locked up within myself. Would anyone even miss a pretty doll like you, who can only play at being alive? I slow down once I reach the pier's railing, unable to go any further. So it's true then. I'm really not real. I'm just a copy. I'm not even really alive. I don't have a soul. When I die, that's it. It'll be like I never really existed at all. Because all I've ever been was a shadow of Shizuka. The only reason I was brought into this world was to be a tool. Maybe it's fitting that my existence ends serving as one. But why do I have to suffer at the hands of someone so twisted? Feeling so many things. Anger at Ulius and his horrible words, hopelessness and an overwhelming fear of Ulius and my own mortality. I'm too wrapped up in my head to notice when someone comes to stand beside me. Inara? I look up at him dully, too full of emotion to feel any surprise. I don't know what my face looks like, but Sho seems to understand because he immediately sweeps me into a tight hug. This hug, it feels different from any of his other touches. It feels desperate because he fucking loves you, and yet protective. I don't try to move, I just sink into the warmth that is Sho's embrace. His gentle and deep compassion, it's like the sun warming my face after an eternity of wandering in darkness. My tears start flowing freely and I begin to openly sob like a child. Sho only tightens his hold on me and gently rubs my back in response, and I start crying harder. I finally start to notice little things, like the lovely scent of peaches that comes from Sho's hair, the sparkling stars above, and the soft sound of waves lapping. In response, my breathing slows, and so do my tears. So do my tears. After I don't know how long, they come to a complete stop. I slowly separate from Sho. It's hard to tell in the low light, but is he blushing? Sho, you can look at me now. I'm finished. Sho shyly looks at me with his gold eyes, and I'm struck with a sense of deja vu. This has happened before, hasn't it? Only now the roles are reversed. I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I do. Okay, that wasn't deja. You should have remembered that. You need to be like, oh, whoa, wait. Just happened a couple days ago. Thank you, Sho. Of course, just repaying the favor. I don't know what happened, but I'm here if you need me. Oh, right, he doesn't know what Ulius said. But how do I bring myself to tell him? Is it even okay to tell him? What if Ulius hurts Sho? I think you should tell him. You need to rely on somebody. I want to tell you, Sho, but it's really awful. If I tell you, you might get hurt, or you might even hate me. I don't know what else to do, though. I can never hate you, one of my friends, Inara. If you don't know what to do, let's figure it out together. I'm glad Sho's the person I care about most, so I'd hate to keep a secret from him. I bend over to slide off my shoes and sit down, my legs hanging over the pier. I lean on the middle railing and sigh. Sho follows suit, sitting down and swinging his legs over the side. It's about that guy I danced with, Ulius. I could swear I see Sho frown when I say dance. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. I knew it. Something about that guy rubbed me the wrong way from the minute I saw him. And when you ran off right after, I knew it had to have been something he said. What could he have said to make someone like you react that way, though? It, it's hard to explain. I guess I should just tell you exactly what he said and did. I launch into a description of what happened. It's so vivid in my mind, I find myself unable to skip over a single terrible detail. The aggressive way he danced with me, contrasting with his polite words. His change into some kind of horrifying demon when he told me what he was going to do to me. Sho is practically bristling with unseen rage by the time I'm done, because he loves you. After a few moments of seething and processing what I said, Sho finally speaks. What does he mean by you're not real? Of course you're real. You're right here. He means it's about how I got these powers and my mother. Your mother? I nod and begin quietly telling him about my mother and the fateful weekend that led up to me getting my powers. This time when I finish, Sho seems to be stunned in silence, or perhaps a quiet horror. That's... Sho wraps me up in another hug, this one more desperate than the last. I don't understand why you had to go through all that. I can't believe you've been dealing with something that heavy by yourself all this time. You've always been so patient and kind with me when I complained about my own small problems. I had no idea. But Anara, you have to know that you are real. You're right here with me. You're warm and soft. You laugh, you cry. That sounds so fucking funny. You're warm and soft, like a doughy pretzel. Pretzels. If that isn't real, then maybe I'm not either. Inara, I won't let anything happen to you again. And neither will the other guys. It must be so nice she has no female friends, just a fuck ton of dudes around her. I mean, I got some guy friends, and I, like, at one point I definitely had more man friends than, like, lady friends. But, like, none of them are like, I'm just going to embrace. No, but I can't love you, but I do. Jesus effing Christ. Lord, I mean, hello? Where's the man fairy? Because I missed that boat. Like, I did not get the memo on somebody. What is her number? Leave it. Because it's raining men in all these visual novels, and good Lord. Please just try to rely on us a little more. I'm just surprised they didn't even have, like, I mean, I understand the whole point of this visual novel is, like, straight relationships, but, like, what if you didn't care? Like, she should have had some, like, female friends, and I'm not saying you had to go down the path and have lady friends, but I mean, like, whatevs. She could have at least just been some lady friends in this. Like, is what I'm saying. At least, like, one woman, aside from her, like, backstabbing mom and the crazy other mom. Just the moms. Like, one chick. I don't know. I don't know what to say to all of that. I mean, I guess if you think about it, the other guys are really barely in this, and the whole thing is just between the two of them, so that would be pointless to ever have a female friend, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what to say to all of this, so I simply nod in his embrace, but he doesn't let me go. This one's really long, this part. Sho, thank you. I don't know when it happens. I don't know when it happens, but his tender warmth and faint scent of peaches ends up lulling me to sleep. Weirdness. Anyway, so perfect timing, because I was like, this part's getting long. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.